welcome back to Carrie's Kitchen. Tonight on the menu is beer can chicken. So, we're going to see if this works. We lost our beer can holder thing. You actually buy them, and they're just made out of, what are they made out of? Just some kind of metal. You prop the beer can in the middle and then you put the chicken over it. But with moving and things still in boxes, we can't find ours. So we're going to try to improvise, so this should be fun. So first of all, you want to thaw out a whole chicken. So that's what we did last night. I cleaned out the giblets and the neck out of it and washed it and wiped it down. And then we're going to dry it off. It's important to dry off your chicken. Make sure it's nice and dry, because then the skin gets nice and crispy. And that's what we want. So you just take some paper towel and we're just going to dry off as best as we can. How does that look, Soph, huh? Like a big old chickie.
It's chicken, guys.
With its wings.
That's its wings.
This is a good idea to make too, and then you can make tons of meals throughout the week, you know, with this chicken. So it's really good to make it like on a weekend like this, and then you'll have meals all throughout the week. All right, so I did as best as I can. I'm just gonna wash my hands really quick. So I think a lot of my Wisconsin family and friends probably have heard about beer can chicken and make it, but I think my friends and family probably in Utah maybe not. It's a little bit more conservative out here, and that's okay, but beer can chicken I don't think is probably prevalent out here. So I wanted to share this for all my Utah friends and family, and it's a really good recipe. You're not going to get drunk, you won't like have any ill effects of the beer. It just gives really good flavor, moisture, and you know that's what you're looking for in your chicken, to add more flavor, because otherwise chicken on its own is pretty bland. So you want to try to add things.
Mom.
Thank you. Look at that beautiful rainbow. Okay, do another one for Daddy. So I'm going to season the outside. I melted a stick of butter in the microwave, and then I'm going to add seasonings to it. We're going to rub it on the outside and underneath the skin. So I'm going to do a little garlic powder, because I love garlic powder. Probably like half a tablespoon of garlic powder. It's a lot of chicken. It's a whole chicken, so you need a lot of seasoning. And I'm going to do a teaspoon. I'm going to get a little bit more. Okay, put it in there. Teaspoon of parsley. I just like the color and the taste of parsley. And lately I've been on a mustard kick. So I've been adding, this is stone ground Dijon mustard. I've been adding it to a lot of, like I added it to our ham and Swiss sandwiches last night. I added to meatballs. I think I'm going to add it to the chicken. It gives just like that. Okay, thank you. A little extra flavor. I like it. And then if you want to take this spoon, scoop it in there, and does it fit? Put it in there. This is our kickin' chicken that we've gotten. And this has a lot of seasonings in it. On the back you can read. It has onion, salt, garlic, red pepper, paprika, a little bit of sugar. Do a little bit more. And then you can mix up that butter. Okay? And so with all those spices in there, we don't have to add very much more. So Sophie's going to stir this up. So again, it's just a buttery mixture of whatever spices. Literally, all I do is I'll go to the pantry and I'll sit and go, what sounds good with chicken? You know, and I'll just pull out spices, and that's how I think of like different spices and different things to add to flavor things. So, all right, good job. So now we're going to go ahead and season the chicken.
And
so
put it on it.
Yeah. It gets messy. Don't touch it. Now you're going to have to wash your hands. That's raw chicken. Don't wipe that on your pants. So all I do is I kind of take a handful and we can rub it over it. And you're going to get personal with the chicken, you know, but it's all good. Don't be afraid to touch raw meat. It's okay. As long as you wash your hands and disinfect everything, you'll be good.
With soap.
Yes, with soap. Everybody should be good at washing their hands with COVID going on. Then I'm going to stick it inside the cavity. And you can stick things inside of here too if you're not going to do the beer can. You can stick any kind of vegetables, apples, whatever sounds good to you. Experiment. Really, the sky's the limit.
No.
No. I'm going to do the bottom too. Just kind of rub it all over. Woo! She's a slippery one. And look at that, butter's getting kind of not melted anymore because of the cold chicken. So I'm going to try to take the skin and separate it with my fingers. That's what I'm trying to do. So you can get under that skin and get to that meat in there. That's what you're wanting. So you can flavor that chicken breast is what you're wanting, right? And then you can get over here in the legs. And again, get that seasoning in there. Wherever you can make a little crevice under that skin.
I just can't stop looking at it. This
You
looks
try to
so,
stick.
This looks so yummy.
Raw chicken looks yummy. Okay. Coming from a 5-year-old that won't eat nothing. All right, I think she's pretty good seasoned. We got her everywhere. Under the skin, you can get more.
I'm going to put the milk on.
No, that's for biscuits. We're going to make some biscuits. I'm going to take this to the sink here. I'm going to wash up, and then I'm going to attempt to put it on top of the beer can. All right, guys, we cannot find our beer can chicken stand, so we are going to try to wing it. Tommy's been trying and trying to find it, but no luck. So we'll see if this works. I don't know if it's going to. It's probably wibble wobble, but I did get a taller can, so I'm hoping maybe that'll work. So you just take a can of beer, any kind of beer will do, whatever looks good to you. I'd stay away from the seltzers, just get a regular can of beer. So, I haven't had a beer in a long time. That tastes good. So we're going to try to prop this baby up on the beer can. And again, it's going to make your chicken so flavorful. It's kind of wobbling there. How's that? I think she worked. The stand just makes it a little bit more stable. And you can get them anywhere. But hey, that worked. So we're going to go with it. And so, again, that beer is just going to make it extra flavorful and really juicy. And all my Wisconsin peoples can attest to it. Trust me, you're going to want to try it next time, Utah people. It's good. So I'm going to attempt to put this in the oven. So no wrapping it or anything. You just stick it in the oven. I have it at 350. And we're going to bake it probably about an hour and 15, hour and a half, depending on your stove. So we're going to go ahead and bake that. When it comes out, we're going to let it rest. We're going to put aluminum foil over it. We're just going to let it sit and rest so all those juices stay in the chicken. So let it rest for a good 30 minutes before slicing into it. And again, you can eat off that chicken for the whole week for your family and make other meals from it. So we'll show you the finished product when it's done. All right, guys, I wanted to come on here and show you how to make homemade biscuits. It is tricky. So me and my husband have been trying to make a good biscuit for I don't know how long, right? They either get too hard or they just don't turn out. So I am using the recipe, I'll show you here, from none other than Joanna Gaines. This is her first cookbook, Magnolia Table. She has another one out, but I just have the first one. So highly recommend it. I really like her and Pioneer Woman, of course. Anybody who's my friend knows Pioneer Woman. Love them. So they have actually, this cookbook is very similar to Pioneer Woman. They have very, because they're both in the South, Oklahoma, Texas, so they have very similar recipes. So I'm going to attempt to make JoJo's biscuits. So I wanted to hop on here. If they don't turn out, then we got canned biscuits downstairs. So it is calling for 4 cups of, it says self-rising flour. I tried looking for that in the grocery store and I could not find it. And it says it's very similar to just regular flour.
Yeah, and baking soda.
And we're gonna add baking soda. So I was looking and looking like,
Or
am I
baking
dumb? Am I missing
powder
it?
or something.
So I'm just using my regular all-purpose flour. 4 cups in the bowl. Then we are gonna put 2 tablespoons of baking powder. Okay? So 1, 2. And I'm not good at baking. Like I can do simple things like cakes, muffins, things like that. But something like homemade bread, teaspoon of baking soda going in. Breads and things and biscuits from scratch. I can make cinnamon rolls from scratch. My sister Wendy can attest to that. I brought them to vacation one time and she loved them. So that's going in there. I'll mix that up a little bit to mix all of that together, and then add the butter. So what she does with the butter, which I thought was a good idea, was she takes cold butter, 3 sticks, so this isn't diet food, and she shreds it. So I thought that was a good idea. Don't shred your finger off. And this way, it's easier to blend in with the flour. It's a little slippery. But I thought that was a really good idea. Instead of trying to like cut it into little cubes, I felt like this would be easier. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shred up here these 3 sticks of butter. I also wanted to ask you guys, like, I know I made this page on Facebook, Carrie's Kitchen, and I really would love to hear from you guys more. Like when I post videos or post posts about food that we're making, I really would love to hear back from you guys. So please don't be afraid to comment on there, to share your own pictures of meals that you're having, tips or tricks that you want to share. I really want it to be a place where, you know, we can all just talk and share secrets and trades and tricks. So don't be afraid and share it. If you know somebody that maybe would like that page, who loves to cook and things like that, please share it with them. I'd love to get more feedback. I know my friends and things are texting me, oh, I tried this and I tried that and it's so good. But if you guys could post that on social media so others could see that, that would be great. Because that'll help me out. I also wanted to get some feedback on getting so many calls for this warranty bull crap. Are you guys getting a lot of those calls? Drive me nuts. Okay, so I don't have a pastry cutter, so all I did was I used a couple forks and just cut in the butter with the flour. So hopefully that's good enough, because I said until it gets into pea form. Not all of them are pea form, but good enough. Then 2 beaten eggs go in. And then we take a wooden spoon, it says, and we mix in the 2 eggs. Again, like I said, this is my first time making this, so I am sorry if it does not work out. Then it calls for 1.5 cups of buttermilk. So here's 1 cup. Look how thick and creamy that is. And she says sometimes you gotta eyeball this because sometimes you might have to put more in. So you mix that in until it becomes a ball, like a formed ball, she said. So we'll mix this buttermilk in, and if we have to add more, we will. So we'll just smells good. Butter and buttermilk. Yum. I think I might add a little bit more. Just a little bit at a time, because again, you never can take it away, but you can always add. That's what my mama used to tell me. So I'm done mixing that, and it kind of comes together. I kind of use my hands a little bit, because it's hard to do with a spoon, and I had to add like a couple more tablespoons of buttermilk. So So that's what you want to do. Just add a tablespoon at a time and keep mixing after each one until it kind of comes together and gets nice and sticky. Then we're going to refrigerate it for 30 minutes and then come back, roll it out, and make our biscuits. Oh, I'm also going to put in a little parsley and a little garlic to make kind of like a garlic flavored biscuit. I thought that would be good.
You can put some like cheese or something.
And we put some salt in there. So as you can see, you want to get a close up of this and see kind of how real sticky it is. And that's what you're looking for. So I don't know if mixing it with my hands was bad because then it melts the butter. And you want those butter pockets in there. But hopefully I didn't do too much damage. So now I'm going to refrigerate it, get that butter nice and cold again, and then we'll be back. All right, chicken's done, you guys. It's been in there a little bit longer than an hour and 15, but that's okay. We're going to take it out. Again, it's been cooking at 350 for about an hour 15, hour and a half. You want the internal temperature to be 180 degrees. So I'm going to take it out, and we're going to let it rest that 30 minutes. The heat soaks right through those. Just burnt my fingers. They're a little wet, so the heat goes right through them. I'm going to attempt to do this here. Yeah, there we go. I just wanted you guys to see. Chicken down.
Put some cold water.
Put some cold water. I'm just going to lay her down. Lay down and rest. And we'll just let those juices, the beer's running out of it. That's good. Put that extra beer flavor in there. So we're just going to let it sit there and rest for 30 minutes. I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil. And look at you guys how incredible that looks. The skin's all crispy. It's flavorful under there. All those juices at the bottom of the pan. You could also use that for gravy if you wanted. So we're just going to tent it, let it sit there for 30 minutes. And let all those juices do their thing. Now we've had the biscuits cooling in the fridge.
Stop!
Hopefully these turn out. So I increased the temperature to my oven to 400. And we're going to roll out the biscuits here. We don't have to actually use a roller. I think
I want to try that.
Of course.
Will it taste good?
No. At this stage, no.
It looks like yummy stuff that you're supposed to eat, and it tastes so good.
They look kind of crumbly. I maybe should have added more buttermilk. But maybe the warmth of my hand will warm them up here. And she says to just kind of push them out until you get about 1/4 thickness. So however thick you want your biscuits. And they're supposed to be just kind of crumbly like this. More rustic. So I'm just going to kind of squish these out. And these should make about 20 biscuits, she said. So that's what I'm hoping. Sophia. Girlfriend. Just spread them out as much as you can, because you don't want to keep reusing, rolling out the dough. That's when it gets tougher. I'm trying to make more of a uniform shape. You think that's good thickness? She kept them pretty thick. I watched the Magnolia show.
Probably about a ½ inch.
Well, we're gonna call it good.
Quit.
So I don't have a biscuit cutter, but if you guys have a biscuit cutter, you can use your biscuit cutters here. I don't, so If you have just a small kid's cup or a mason jar cup, depending on how big you want your biscuits, they're on the same size. So you want a flour, and you just cut them up. And there's your little biscuit. And you put it on a cookie sheet that's lined with wax paper, parchment. I think these will be good, guys. I hope so. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you'll try one of these. And again, like I said, and you can patch them up. That's what she did on her show too. She would patch up some of the biscuits. So if you guys make any of my recipes that I have on my show here, or if you have any recipes to share with the rest of the group, please comment, share, like, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you guys. Ooh, that one's a little rustic. We're just going to patch that up. And also I wanted to hear from you guys to see if you guys would be interested in us doing a Facebook Live ever. If I go on Facebook and do a live video, and then you guys could interact with me. Wondering if you guys would be interested in something like that. You can ask questions while we're cooking. And again, it's a great way.
Hey, I wanted to just say I like your video, so you'll give it a thumbs up.
Tell them, Sophie. Tell them to like, subscribe.
Oh.
Hit that like button till it goes on fire. So I'm going to do a couple more here. And again, 400 degrees for about 15-20 minutes or until golden brown. And again, this is a great biscuit recipe, and you can add things to it. Like I added garlic and parsley just for like some little specks. And again, they don't have to be perfect. Rustic is what we're all about. And you can kind of see in there those specks of butter in there if you get a close up. See all of that? Those are all just specks of butter. And so those will be pockets of goodness. So on top, you're supposed to spread them with an egg and some buttermilk to brush on the top of the biscuits. And that'll give them that shiny appearance as I burn myself on the chicken. I guess you're not a cook if you don't have scars and burns, right, in the kitchen. So 1 egg, tablespoon of buttermilk. Fork out of there for me, please. And that way with a live, you guys can talk and you can interact. And if you guys do want to do a live, then let me know when a good time would be also. I know we're all busy and our time is precious. So by no means where do you suppose my brush is? There it is! Every time it's in a new place. So I have the biscuits here. And you just brush them with that egg and buttermilk. And they'll be nice and glossy when they come out of the oven. So I'm really hoping these turn out. Because like I said, me and my husband have been trying and trying to make biscuits. And they just never really turn out. So I'm hoping that this will be the prize winner. This one's really thick. I maybe have to push the dough out a little bit more. And again, play with it. Add whatever kind of seasonings, whatever you want to the dough before you put it in the fridge to cool off. She said you can cool it for 30 minutes or overnight. So if you want to make the biscuit dough, put it in the fridge for overnight. If you're having like guests or company, you can do that. And then just roll out the biscuits in the morning.
Biscuits and gravy.
Yeah. And she, on her show, showed all the different ways that you can have biscuits. So biscuits and gravy, biscuits and jam, and she has a really good jalapeno jam in her cookbook too that I got. She did chicken and dumplings with the biscuits. There's so many things that you can do there. Oh, and she even made strawberry shortcake with them. She didn't put the garlic and parsley in it. That was my little spin on it. You can keep it plain, and then you can make like strawberry shortcake. You can make so many different things with biscuits. My girls love biscuits, so I'm really hoping that this is a hit. And we'll be back. I'll show you when they're out of the oven. Hopefully they'll turn out. The biscuits are done, I think. This oven's smoking. Oh, they smell good, you guys. Here's my timer. I'm going to put the other batch in. Look at these biscuits. Look at how they fluffed up. I really think that, and you can smell that garlic. Oh, yum. You guys, I really think this is going to be a good recipe. This is going to be the biscuit recipe. They're not burnt. They don't seem hard. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, look at.
Layered.
Ooh. Just like the ones out of the cans. Look at that flakiness, yumminess. And you can see how shiny they are from that egg wash with the buttermilk.
They look sparkly too.
And can you smell that garlic butter? Oh, you guys gotta try this recipe. I think this your family will love. And like me and my husband were talking about all the different ways and things you could make with them. They're going to be so versatile. That's hot, so I don't know why I keep touching it. And so I think tonight what we're going to do, we're going to serve it with a little honey. Gotta have honey with your biscuits. And just good old butter and honey on your biscuits. And then over here, we have the beautiful, ta-da, beer can chicken, you guys. Look at how great that looks. It's brown and crispy and flavorful and juicy. We've left it rested. So my husband's gonna carve it up. So we're gonna have some chicken with biscuits and leftover asparagus from last night. And that's what we're eating. So I hope you enjoy these recipes, and please let me know, guys, if you want to see any lives. And if you make any of these recipes, I'd love to hear from you. We'll see you later. Bye.